I know it's been a long time since I made a video. I think my last video was in December, and it was when I completed my New Year's resolution, and I made a video every single month. In January, I went home to Texas, so I'm sorry. I was busy doing that and just relaxing at home. And then in February, I was renewing my passport, and I was saying goodbye to friends who were leaving Korea forever. So, I was busy doing that as well. So now that school has started, I can, focus on school and focus on making YouTube videos again. Yay! So since people are starting school, this is either your first time in Korea teaching, or, maybe you're seeing students again, but they're brand new and you've never met them. I thought it'd be an interesting video to make questions that I usually get asked by my new students. So I've been teaching at my school this will be my 3rd year when I complete it, since 2012. So this is from 2012 to today, the questions that I normally get asked, and then some strange ones. So normal questions I get asked are, what's your name? What's your age? Where are you from? And then I usually tell them, I'm from America. And then they're like, wait, no, are your parents American? And I say, oh yeah, my parents are American too. And then they start whispering to each other and like freaking out and saying, 한국 사람, 한국 사람. And then I'm like, oh, I don't understand you. Like, can you ask me your question in English? And then they say, teacher, but you look Korean. You look Korean. You don't look American. And I'm like, oh, well, I am, kind of Korean. And they ask, like, what? And I say, oh, well, I'm adopted. And they're like, what does that mean? And so I have to tell them, I'm in 입양. 입양 in Korean is adoptee or adopted, something along those lines. And then they're like, oh, okay. So those are just normal questions I get asked that you might not get asked, but, if you're of some kind of Asian descent, they might ask you, are you Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Filipino, etc., Vietnamese? So those are just some normal questions you might get asked. But some strange questions you will definitely be asked, which you need to get used to because it's just how Korean people are. They're very curious people and very blunt as well. So they're going to ask you, oh, what is your height? What is your weight? Are you married? Do you have kids? So usually I am like, oh, no, I'm not married. I'm still very young. I don't need to be married yet. And they're like, okay. But teacher, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, oh, so I don't have a boyfriend. I'm so sad that you mentioned it. I like to be really funny, and I think that it, relaxes them a little bit. And so they're like, usually, oh, me too, teacher. I'm also single. And then I can say, oh, we're solo together. Yay. And so today I had one student raise her hand and say, teacher, question. I was like, oh, sure. What's your question? And her question was, why do you think you're single? Or why do you think you don't have a boyfriend? And I was like, and so I was trying to be funny. So I was like, well, I'm single because I'm perfect. And she's like, no. A lot of the other students thought it was really funny, and they're like, haha, teacher, gag woman. And she was just like, no, teacher. And I was like, well, what do you mean, no? Like, I'm perfect. And she's like, no. And she pointed to the chalkboard, and she's like, that is the reason you're single. And I was like, what is? And I'd written down my height. And, my height was 154 centimeters, and she said, that is the reason you're single. And so I was like, well, it's rude if someone doesn't want to date me because I'm short. I can't help it. And so a lot of my students really thought I was funny, but she was just not having any of my, sense of humor today, which is, I'm going to have to teach her for a year. So that'll be so much fun. I can't wait. But the rest of the class seemed to really enjoy me and thought I was really funny. So, just trying to relate to my girls on a single ladies basis. But, yeah. those are usually questions I get asked, and usually, you know, it's hard to answer them the first time, but, you know, after a while you get used to it and you can just answer them really easily. So yeah, I just want to know, what are some questions that you've been asked that are really strange, or questions that you just don't want to answer, but, you know, the students like keep asking you over and over again. And then I have a question in regards to this channel. So I have a lot of copyright infringement issues due to the concert videos and dancing videos I have. So would you mind if I started a separate channel for my Korea videos and life videos? And this can just be a channel for concerts and things that use copyright infringement material. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you care if I make another channel, if you'd still follow me, or if you're just like lazy, because I know I get lazy sometimes. It's like, ugh, they're making another channel, I don't want to follow another channel. And then, you know, also let me know if you are a teacher in Korea, or if you just started, what are some strange questions you've been asked about yourself from your students? I'd be really interested. I think that'd be a really funny and maybe awkward question or topic to, you know, look at, because, you know, I can only go off of my perspective of questions I've been asked. But today, by far, why do you think you're single is the strangest and most, like, absurd question I've been asked in Korea, which is really, you know, you get asked strange questions already. Like, what's your weight? What's your height? No one asks you these questions in America when you meet someone for the first time, or when you meet a teacher for the first time. You usually don't want to know any information about your teacher. So yeah, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!